Yo guys, Spiderbot here. Here is another element of Black Ops 2 that I wanted to take a look at, and another thing that I'm excited about. I mean, you heard me talk about the weapon attachments, and in particular the score streaks, and the fact that I'm excited if it's done right, if it's done well, that it could be pretty fantastic. It could be pretty fantastic for the game. Well, this is another thing that can be fantastic for the game along the eSports line, competitive games, and it looks really, really interesting, and it looks like something that I might even take a serious look at as far as CoD casting competitive games. I don't know. There's some details that I'd like to find out more about, as well as some features that I doubt they're going to implement, but some things that I think would be even go way over and above what they currently have with this CoD casting feature. And keep in mind, I mean, the game hasn't been released yet. There may be other things that they have in mind for adding to the CoD casting feature. So what I want to do is actually look at every element of the CoD casting that was shown here at Gamescom, and just discuss it a little bit, what I like, what I don't like, what I'd like to see added, and provide that information for you guys, so you guys get a much better look at it. Alright, so at the very top is your score panel, and that's going to tell you what game mode you're playing, as well as what map you're playing on. And for Team Deathmatch, it shows the both factions that are playing, their total score, total number of kills, 14-11, and the time remaining in the match. Now, the score panel changes a little bit when we look at multi-team Team Deathmatch here on Aftermath. The time left in the match changes from the bottom center to the top left, and we're now showing three teams, the top three teams from left to right, first, second, third, and the number of kills. This is the score panel for Domination. It actually shows rounds, and I think there are two modes of Domination. One is just regular Domination that we play in any of the CODs, I believe, right now. And I think the second version actually, if you start spawn by A flag on the first match, then you'll spawn by C flag on the next round, basically. So a little bit different. It shows, again, showing the factions and this current score. So obviously Team Deathmatch is going to show you kills, but here it shows score. You've got the time, and then in the bottom, like the very bottom, you actually have identifiers. So, for instance, the team on the left, they have currently B and C captured, B and C flags captured, so it will show you that. And then on the right, it will show you the A flag is captured by the other team. Now, if it's a neutral flag, it will actually appear, the letter will appear underneath the time. And if the flag is being captured, it will flash. So it's actually, they're very small letters. So it's going to be, you got to keep an eye out if you're interested in finding out if any of the flags are being contested or being taken away or being captured at any given time during the game. All right, here's the panel for Search and Destroy. Again, very, very similar to the others. I'm not sure why it doesn't show the time. It generally shows the time in that middle area. But a couple of the different things or aspects about this one is that it shows you how many people are alive on each team, or left alive on each team, and if the bomb has been planted, you see the little A icon, so the bomb has been planted by the team on the right-hand side at A target. So that'll show up there. All right, the last score panel we're going to look at is for Hardpoint. Again, very similar to the Team Deathmatch or Domination. It's showing score, but the Hardpoint, which is basically, Hardpoint is a game mode kind of like King of the Hill, where you actually have to capture and control an area, and if the only way you get points is by remaining in that area. So you see that the team on the right-hand side actually has control of the hard point, and they have one player in the zone. If they get more than one player, then that'll increase 2 players, 3 players, whatever. If no one's in that zone, then the little icon will actually appear again under the timer. So I think the score panel definitely gives you a high-level overview of how the game's going, who's winning, how much time's left, and also various details or distinct details depending on the game mode that you're playing. That makes it easier for someone who's casting or showcasting a match to get a picture or a snapshot of the game at any given point in time. The nameplate bottom left is pretty straightforward, basically just showing you the name of the player and the faction that they're playing on that you're currently spectating. So that's pretty much it right there. Oh, and it also doesn't make any kind of difference what game mode you're actually viewing. It's the same for any game mode. All right, so that's it for the main spectating view, and that's what I'm going to call this, is sort of your main spectating view. The only thing, and you know, obviously you have the same things as you would normally have if you're spectating somebody. You have that player's minimap in the top left of the screen, and you have their weapon, kill streak, or score streak, status, etc. in the bottom right of the screen. The only thing that I would say that I would like to actually change here, or add, is that you can actually see the enemy players on the minimap while you're spectating this player. I think that would be a good addition to this, and whether maybe just in the spectating mode, because I would imagine if, let's say, the enemy team had a counter UAV, then your minimap would be blocked out. You wouldn't be able to see it. But for a caster, I think that the minimap should be active at all times in the top left of the screen in this spectate view. But it should also show you the enemy players, similar as if we were to actually look at the overhead of the map, which we're going to see here in a second. So that's my 2 cents for something that I think would be a great help and would be a good add for this spectate view. All right, next up is the overhead view of the map, which is really cool. It's going to show us exactly the exact positions of every single player on the map. We're actually spectating Gunchi right now, so he's the gold dude with his name on the map, identified obviously. Now, the color scheme, though, is a little off. I'm not sure about this one. It's more color coordinated with the multi-team team deathmatch, I think, but you have the green and red, but you know, I can see red for the SDC faction, but green for the other faction. You would think it would be blue. So that's one thing that kind of bugged me with I'm not sure if it's the case with Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops, is the color scheme, especially on the kill feed. Like, if I'm on one team, I want to see my team's color be the same no matter what map we're playing, whatever, right? Whereas you do get the change of color. I mean, if it's gold and gray, depending on what faction you're on, I believe it actually changes, but it should always be the same for me. If I'm playing a team game, and I'm outside of the multi-team team deathmatch, but for a two-team game mode, I should always be like, maybe I'm the red or maybe I'm the gold. I should always see my feed as gold killing a gray, for instance, and not, oh, we're on this other map, so a gray kills a gold. Well, no. Keep the color scheme the same, because you get confused. Half the time I got to look at the player list to know if that was my team that just killed an enemy player, or an enemy player killed somebody on my team. Now here's actually a different look, and I'll talk about this this actual setup right now, because we're not just looking at the overhead map. But this is the multi-team team deathmatch, and it looks like here, at least, the colors seem to be a bit more coordinated. You have the gold for the Mercs faction, blue, which again, it just matches the emblem of that faction. The color of their triangles and the players actually match the color of their emblem, which is a lot better. And I'm not sure why it wasn't that case with that previous screenshot or that previous video and screenshot, but it definitely would be best if it was at least color coordinated. So again, just as a summary, I mean, gives you a great snapshot of what's going on, how the teams are coordinating, where they are on the map, where they're located on the map, and I think it's definitely a good addition to have this feature available. Although on day 4, I was just reviewing some of the footage, it didn't seem like this feature was being used as much as it was in the previous 3 days. All right, so the next thing we're going to take a look at is what they call this picture-in-picture. And basically, all it's doing is sort of shrinking up that main viewing panel, moving it over to the left side of the screen, and then showing you an informational panel on the right side, which is going to show you details for each faction, each player in each faction. And it looks like you do have an options tab. I'm gonna have to look at that and see if I have a screenshot of that or not. But you know, for Hardpoint, it's showing us right now I believe the current kill streak for each player. So you have Gunshi on a three kill streak, and then we see that 3 of the players are dead. They haven't respawned in. I'm going to try and pull up a few other screenshots from some other game modes and see what other information that we can pull off of this. So here's actually a good view of a domination match where it's showing you players that are actually playing the objective, or they're within the vicinity of the capture area of those flags. So you see that Toby is on A flag, and you've got 3 players on the, I believe that's the Merc faction, 3 players that are actually in the area and currently taking control of the C flags. So again, another good little snapshot of information for somebody who is trying to shoutcast this game. The next cool feature I want to take a look at is actually being able to listen in to a team's communication, which is pretty cool. That's assuming they're using their mics on their Xbox/PS3, and the mic quality may not necessarily be great. But I know a lot of people that play now, and I even do it a lot as well, is we'll end up talking on Skype instead of on over the PS3 or Xbox. So let's take a look and listen in to some footage here from day 1 at Gamescom.
I have one shocked up top. Come on, we're down 3, boys. Let's go. Keep it up.
It's coming to you.
One fell on me on the left side.
Pushing the right building. Right behind me. Wow.
Oh, inside, up top.
Bottom of the far right.
He's weak up top. Oh, he's in the closet. Dunshee was in the closet. Nice, we're still down 3, guys. Come on.
One shot on the west side. He went back.
All right, so all I got to say to that is, Gunshi, you need to come out of the closet, dude. Just kidding. That's the perfect. It's a good opportunity. Good opportunity for that comment right there. He was in the closet. Gunshi was in the closet. Yeah, come out of the closet. Thank you. All right, so one thing I want to get back to and make mention of is this quote-unquote picture-in-picture. And to me, this really isn't picture-in-picture. I mean, I guess, I don't know. When I think picture-in-picture on television, I'm thinking I'm watching two television shows at the same time, not just popping up sort of an information tab on the right-hand side. So I don't know if I'd necessarily go as far as saying that picture-in-picture, but on the flip side, like what I would like to see, and they do make mention of being able to customize the HUD, about putting in, I mean, you know, let's say I was doing a CODcast, I could put in an NGT logo somewhere on the screen, I could remove parts of the HUD possibly, so I'm not sure exactly how much is customizable and what you can do with it, but what I'd really like to see is being able to have this sort of screen right here, maybe still have that information panel or replace it with the overhead map so I can see the overhead map at the same time that I'm spectating one of the players. So that would be really cool, and maybe that will be customizable, I don't know. The other thing that I wouldn't mind seeing is being able to spectate 2 players at the same time. So you have this view here, you have a screen where you're the main screen, and maybe it's a smaller screen on the right-hand side where you're actually spectating a player on the opposite side. And I'm really thinking more from a search and destroy perspective. I know, my head's in search and destroy. That's what I do. That's what I play. But how epic would it be if you could CODcast, and I know you could do this post-production. You know, you can just add in a video footage of the other person. But I mean, the whole point of this CODcasting is being able to do it sort of on the fly, as opposed to video editing, you know, after the fact. But I'd like to see that second player. So like a 1v1 scenario at the end of a round or something, and you know, you've got one player defending the bomb plant and the other player's coming at you, and you can see and you can view from both perspectives, and maybe even have the mini-map up at the same time. So I don't think it's that customizable, and you know, but they also have room over the next few months to further tweak what they have here. And what I think they have here is a great package. I mean, name another game that has these features. I mean, it's pretty cool. And maybe there are some out there. but it's pretty cool. I mean, I think it'll go a long way. And you've seen it. You've seen it in the footage for Gamescom, how effective it can be. And once you get good at it, once people get good at it and switching between the various views and the various modes, obviously the advantage is going to come from people doing it after the fact, though. I mean, yeah, great. It's great to do at a live event. But if you've already reviewed footage, let's say you have a game in your theater vault, or it's a competitive game that's already been played, you can actually play through the game a couple of times knowing where those key moments are, because you'll see with the CoD casting from Gamescom, I mean, there's stuff that gets missed. You can't, somebody gets an epic kill. I mean, you don't necessarily get to see that. Or a clutch kill or a triple or something like that where you're spectating another player. Well, with the theater vault, you can actually go in, you'll be able to review the footage and make notes of, okay, at this time I need to switch to this player because I don't want to miss that epic moment. And you can still CoD cast it sort of in one take, knowing what's going to happen, and you just kind of sort of got to fake it, because I mean, when you're showcasting, you want to make it, and that's what I do a lot in my videos, is that half the time I got people asking me, well, is this a live commentary or did you record your commentary after? And that's good. I like that fact. I like having that element of surprise, which you may lose a little bit if you pre-review the footage, but I still think it's going to be epic because you're not missing those key moments, and you can switch to them and spectate them and show everybody those moments that are going to make that CODcast game pretty epic. So I'm really excited about this. Like I said, I'm excited about a lot of things. I mean, are there going to be things that are not going to be so good for the game? Absolutely, and that's the case for almost every game. But I'm liking a lot of the elements that they're putting on here. As you well know, if you've been following my videos over the last week or so, especially for Black Ops 2. So I hope you guys enjoyed that information, and it's a nice little package. And I'm getting the comments, oh, you're regurgitating stuff from and reviewing stuff that other people have done, and people have watched the trailers. Yeah, but you know what? I've sifted through over 4 hours of footage to try and capture these images, to look at the interviews, and trying to compile it into, a single video that you guys can come to. And hey, I want to find out information on the COD casting and the eSports aspect of Black Ops 2. Well, here you have it. Here you have it. I've run through basically everything, and I hope I haven't missed anything. So that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Spider, and I'm out.